Entitled coworker thinks my day off means free overnight childcare. So I, 29F, work full-time at an office job, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays are my sacred day off. It's the only day I get to breathe, clean my apartment, maybe go out with friends, or just sleep in without an alarm screaming at 6 a.m. I don't have kids, I don't even like being around kids for long periods of time, and I've never once offered myself up as a babysitter. Enter my coworker, Mandy, 34F. She's a single mom with a 7-year-old boy. Now, I get it, being a single parent is hard. I respect the hell out of people who manage it. But Mandy has this attitude where everyone else is supposed to adjust their lives to make hers easier. She's late to work constantly, dumps projects on others with a smile, and somehow always dodges responsibility with the line, "Well, I'm a mom, you wouldn't understand." Anyway, last week, she cornered me in the break room and asked what I was doing Friday night, Saturday morning. I told her I was planning to sleep in, clean, maybe go grocery shopping. You know, normal stuff. She smiled and went, "Perfect. You're free. You can watch her son overnight." I laughed because I thought she was joking. Nope. She was dead serious. She explained that she got invited to this can't-miss party Friday night, and her usual babysitter wasn't available. She said since I had no kids, no husband, and no real responsibilities, I was the obvious choice. I told her flat out that I don't babysit, I have zero interest in watching her kid, and my day off is my day off. She pouted and hit me with, "Wow. Must be nice to be that selfish." Then she walked away like she had just dropped the mic. I thought that was the end of it, but oh no, that was just the beginning. So, after that little selfish comment, I figured Mandy would just find someone else. Wrong. Friday evening rolled around. I had just settled in with takeout and Netflix, all ready to enjoy a stress-free night. Around 7:30 p.m., I got a knock on my door. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I checked the peephole. Guess who? Mandy. And standing right next to her was her kid, holding an overnight bag. I didn't even open the door at first. I just shouted through it. What are you doing here?" She responded all cheerful, like we'd already agreed. "Dropping him off. I'll pick him up tomorrow afternoon. He just ate, and his stuff's in the bag. Thanks again, you're a lifesaver." I opened the door just enough to make eye contact and said, "No. Absolutely not. I told you I wasn't babysitting." Her smile dropped instantly. She tried pushing the bag into my arms, like if I was physically holding it, I'd be trapped. I actually stepped back so she couldn't shove it on me. Her kid looked super confused, poor thing. He asked if he was sleeping over, and Mandy told him, "Yes, sweetie, of course." "Miss, my name is just being silly." I swear my jaw almost hit the floor. I crouched down, looked at him, and said gently, "Buddy, I'm sorry, but you're not staying here tonight. Your mom has to take you home." That's when Mandy lost it. She hissed at me under her breath, "Don't make me look bad in front of my son. Stop being dramatic. You're single, you don't understand how hard this is." I told her again, "I don't babysit. I didn't agree to this. Take him home." She tried to argue, but I ended up closing the door on her. She stood out there for a good 5 minutes, knocking and yelling about how I was heartless and abandoning a child. Eventually she left, dragging her son with her. I thought maybe she'd finally get the message. But the text started rolling in not long after. Paragraphs about how I owe it to women to support each other, how I have no idea what sacrifice looks like, and my favorite, "I hope you're happy that you ruined my night." Little did I know, she wasn't done making me the villain of her story. Monday morning, I walk into the office with my coffee, ready to just do my job and avoid drama. But the second I step in, I can feel the stares. A couple of coworkers give me these weird side eyes, and one of the nicer ones actually whispers, "Are you okay?" Turns out, Mandy spent the entire weekend spinning a story about me. According to her, I abandoned her child, left him stranded at my door, and forced her to cancel a rare night out she desperately needed. She painted me as some cold-hearted witch who doesn't care about children. By lunchtime, I was getting passive-aggressive comments. Stuff like, "Must be nice not to understand responsibility. Not everyone can just sleep in all day. I guess some people don't believe in helping others." I was floored. Mandy had managed to make me look like a monster without anyone knowing the actual story. So, I finally snapped and told my side, loud enough for the lunchroom to hear. I explained, point blank, that Mandy showed up at my home uninvited, tried to dump her kid on me overnight without consent, and called me selfish when I said no. I emphasized that I never agreed to babysit and that my day off is not free childcare, just because I don't have kids. The room went awkwardly quiet. A couple people actually nodded, like, "Okay, that makes sense." But Mandy? She went red in the face and stormed out like I had humiliated her. Later that day, she sent me this venomous email about how I publicly shamed her and kicked a struggling mother while she was down. She CC'd our boss. At that point, I was nervous. I don't like office drama, and I definitely didn't want to look unprofessional. But instead of getting in trouble, my boss actually pulled her aside. Apparently, she has a history of pushing her personal problems onto coworkers. That should have been the end of it, right? Wrong. Mandy doesn't take no as an answer. And she was about to up the ante in a way I never imagined. A couple weeks went by where things were tense but quiet. Mandy kept her distance, only tossing the occasional glare my way. I thought maybe the boss's talk had shut her down. Then came the Friday from hell. I was at my desk, wrapping up for the day, when I noticed my phone buzzing nonstop. Missed calls, texts from Mandy. The gist? Emergency, can't make it home in time, you need to watch her son tonight. I ignored them. I don't babysit, period. I wasn't about to cave just because she labeled it an emergency. Fast forward to 6:30 p.m., I'm home, in sweatpants, heating up leftovers, and there's pounding on my door. My stomach dropped. Yep, it was her son alone, holding a backpack. He looked scared and said, "Mom said I'm supposed to stay here tonight." She had to go. I saw red. Not at the kid, never at the kid, but at Mandy. She had literally dumped her child on my doorstep without even waiting to see if I'd answer. I brought him inside because there was no way I was leaving a 7-year-old alone in the hallway. I gave him some juice, turned on cartoons, and immediately called Mandy. Straight to voicemail. Text read but no reply. So, I called our boss. I told her exactly what happened and made it clear, I will not be responsible for this child. She abandoned him here. My boss told me to call the police or CPS because this was way past workplace drama, it was neglect. Long story short, the police ended up coming. They stayed until Mandy finally showed up, drunk and furious that I went nuclear instead of helping. The cops gave her a very stern warning in front of her son, and she left humiliated. The fallout at work was brutal for her, not me. HR got involved, and apparently, this wasn't her first boundary issue. Within a week, she was put on leave pending investigation. Last I heard, she's trying to fight it, but the damage is done. As for me, I'm keeping my door locked, my phone on silent, and my boundaries made of steel. Because if this whole circus taught me anything, it's that some people don't want help, they want free labor. And I'm not signing up for that. If this story kept you hooked, give it a like, share your thoughts below, and subscribe for more.